Was anyone else crying and throwing up on the first day of college? Just me? If you're anything like me and you struggle a lot with change, then this is the video for you. Whether you're a freshman in college like me, a transfer student, maybe you're a high schooler, even a middle schooler, you can definitely benefit from these tips. These are 5 tips that I myself use to get acclimated to college. If there's anything I missed that you think other people could benefit from, I would love it if you could share it in the comments down below. Let's get on with the video. Number 1, if you can, make plans in advance. This is something that I really wish I would have done because it would have helped me to have a schedule, something that would bring control into my life. Basically, it kind of disrupts the thin balance that I have between things that I feel I can control and things that society is placing on me to do. Some ways you could do this is by creating a schedule, like I said. You could also find or create an environment that is conducive to your health. Something that I would really love before college started was to start a new embroidery project like the ones I have back here because that's usually what I do, what I've been doing after school when I'm exhausted and I need something to keep my mind off of the stress and anxiety I've been having. Because I didn't do that, I had no hobbies or interests to keep my mind occupied. By the way, I just want to explain what people mean when they say that there's going to be a jump between high school and college because that really stressed me out. And that was a big reason why I started off college with so much stress. It's because people are saying that there's going to be a huge change, and that it's like whatever you were doing during high school is just not enough for college. I'd say that there's not so much a jump in the severity of the homework, like how hard it is, but rather there's no longer people telling you how to do assignments or when you should be studying. The assignments, you have to do them on your own. You don't get class time for that, at least not in my classes. That's why I really recommend that, if possible, you should create a schedule or a plan of action before school or college starts. But if you didn't do that, don't worry. We still have 4 more tips to go. Number 2, maintain normalcy. I don't really know how to say it. Basically, whatever things you were doing to self-soothe, definitely con- con- you should definitely continue that after the beginning of school or college. I know this sounds like yeah, obviously, why wouldn't you do that? But for people like me who often stress about um pleasing your teachers or your professors, I often feel this pressure to neglect myself during the school year. That's how you get burnt out or stressed or depressed. I'm trying to tell myself that I don't need to put myself aside for other people, especially not for some stupid grade at the end of the school year. I think the feeling that I can do this stuff if I just keep pushing and pushing myself harder and harder, it's that I often get stuck in. That belief, I mean. I feel like I could actually do that if I wanted to, but what I'm trying to incorporate is that my ability for success shouldn't overcome my ability to have a life. You don't want to be a walking zombie at the end of the school year. Expect the uncomfortable, not the impossible. The moment I finished my first class of the year, I was overwhelmed with feelings of inadequacy. Those were all circling in my mind. But you have to remember, you are in control. You are not an object waiting to be moved. There are things that you do have power over, even if it seems small to you. If you clicked on this video, it's because you want change, you want help. And that's the first thing that you need in order to grow. Sometimes I believe that because of my past history with neglecting myself and my needs, that's how I'm gonna be for the rest of my life. And that's just not true. If you're intentional with changing your perspective, then I believe that there's literally no way you can't get a little bit better every day. That's what I like to tell myself when I have bad days of anxiety. What I've been telling myself these past few weeks, even though there's no huge major change, no cure overnight, that I am in fact getting better. And proof of that would be just being able to talk about my experience with college so far. When my semester started in August, I was terrified. I did not believe that I could handle this. And yet here I am. I still have so much anxiety, but I'm doing it. I feel more controlled over my emotions. You don't have to have it all figured out for you to be okay. Hopefully, by telling my story, you feel like you're not alone, or that you feel a little bit better about your situation. We're going through this together, okay? Uh, this list is not in order, so I don't know which number this is, but take baby steps. Sometimes I'll look around at my classmates and see how well adjusted they are, or how they're making friends so quickly, and I feel a bit inadequate, like I'm moving too slowly. And then that kind of fuels into my the feelings that I can't do this. Your pace might not be the same as someone else's, and that's okay. There's no competition to see who can adult the fastest. When I start to have these thoughts, I ask myself, are you aware of all the circumstances, of all the situations they are in? No. I can only think of what I'm going through. And if my adjustment period is taking a little longer than others, why should I be ashamed of that? Something that I really don't like about school or education in general is that there seems to be so much competitiveness. Who can grow up and learn everything the quickest. If I'm going to learn, I want to do it and enjoy the process. If I rush things, I'm not going to grow in my mental health. I'll have a degree, but what good is that if I never took the chance to understand myself, to deal with my anxiety finally, to learn how to love myself better? Why would I put my academics in front of me? Please make connections. I'm a bit of a hypocrite here. I love isolating myself. I'm not very good at making friends. I'd actually like to make a video on that later. but I often have trouble opening up to others. And because of that, I have had not a lot of chances to socialize. I've known that feeling for so long, and it's it's not done me good. I hate when people say, "Oh, just make friends." It's that easy. Just form a study group already. That's not something that I would want to hear. So I don't want to say that to you guys either. That's why I said you don't have to. Well, it would be ideal if you can make friends, but forming connections is something that you really should strive to have. Like making sure someone knows your name, making sure that someone you have someone who you can greet in the morning, someone who is friendly to you. Maybe you could try a club. That's what I'm trying this year. Or being in a place with a good amount of people. Sometimes I don't like to socialize directly, but I get a sense of togetherness just by being a part of a group. I'll see you guys all later. Goodbye.